Guys, before I get into my massive haul, I just have to tell you, I wish I had held my horses for like a couple weeks because I just found out now that fragrancebuy.ca is having this massive Canada Day sale. I just got the email yesterday. They have like all these awesome fragrances on a huge sale, plus 10% off, plus free shipping. So like I did my second, I guess, haul as soon as I got the email yesterday, June 30th. I'm filming this July 1st, Canada Day, and yeah, like they're giving you a bunch of free fragrances with your purchase. I'm just letting you guys know in case you're interested. So I'm gonna link everything down below for you. And I guess whatever I bought now during the Canada Day sale, I'll show you in a future haul. So let's get into my massive haul of this month. A few of the things here are from fragrancebuy.ca, but some of it's also from FragranceNet, Kijiji, like whatever. I'll try to remember to tell you where I got each fragrance. I think this is probably my biggest haul yet. I'm telling you guys right now, this video is gonna be super long, so just sit tight because we have like, I was gonna break this up into 2 separate videos, but whatever, I'll just do it in one. I have this box of stuff, okay? I have this whole bag of stuff. Yeah, I only had a Christmas bag, but there's just a bajillion fragrances in here. I'm afraid this bag is gonna rip. Okay, there. So without further ado, we will go ahead and look at all the things I bought. Let's start with the most exciting, arguably, and that's because I already mentioned it in my previous video of best men's summer fragrances. I stand by my word, and I did actually get a full bottle of YSL Y, and this is the Eau de Parfum. Yves Saint Laurent was having a huge sale on their website, and it was 20% off. So I went and I got this and like a couple other fragrances that I'll show you as well. But this is just so good. It's like a really fresh, juicy apple smell. It makes me happy. It makes me so happy to smell this. This is like a super sexy, fresh fragrance. Does it have a nuance of a synthetic accord? Yes, but it's not bad. Like, it doesn't bother me at all. It does have that sort of almost like synthetic-y Ambroxan Clean vibe, a little bit. But it's super sexy. All in all, great composition, really well-refined fragrance. Mostly just a really nice apple note in here with like some ginger, some spices, and just smells super clean. So I think it's a perfect pick for the summer, or really all year round, but it works perfectly in the summer. So I went and I got this one. Okay, can't be spraying every fragrance in the air because it's gonna be a complete mess in here and my nose is gonna stop working very quickly. So I'm gonna start spraying on papers. Let's stick to YSL. During that same 20% off sale, I got the Total Blind Buy, by the way, Yves Saint Laurent Ivris, and this is a really classy peach fragrance. At first, I wasn't crazy about it because it reminded me of that classic Mitsuku by Guerlain, that peachy kind of chypre vibe, but it's not that. It is actually really nice. It's just a mature, fruity fragrance, like a chypre fruity, where, oh my God, I got some in my mouth, but it's fine. This is mostly peach or nectarine. I'd say more leaning towards nectarine, like that kind of smell. It's less powdery. It's not as powdery as peach typically is. There's a really nice lychee note, makes it very juicy, and lifts it up a little bit, makes it more girly and light. Like I could totally wear this in the summer. There's violet, rose, and patchouli. I can't really smell the patchouli. It's just a mature, non-sweet, fruity fragrance. A very elegant, like for a lady. I am actually quite pleased with this. It took me a couple wears to get to really warm up to it, but now I can really appreciate it for all it is. And so if you're looking for a peach that's not super powdery, I keep saying peach, but I really mean nectarine. There is a bit of powderiness in here, but the powderiness, it's not like a baby powder. It's a little bit bitter. It's almost a little bit bitter leaning. It's really elegant. It's a really elegant fragrance. Fun fact, I'm sure most of you guys already know this, but this used to be called Champagne back in '93, and they had to change the name because of a copyright issue. So they changed it to Ivris, and it's been that way ever since. It has been reformulated. There's a lot less notes in here than the original formulation. I haven't smelled the original, so I can't judge that, but this one, it's very, very elegant. I think I shouldn't do such in-depth reviews of each one. I can do in-depth reviews of each one later. Just comment down below and let me know which of these fragrances you would like an in-depth review on, because I'm just trying to fly through this video and show you guys everything I got, since there's a ton. Like, this video is gonna go on for hours if I give you a breakdown of each fragrance thoroughly. The last YSL that I got is Manifesto, and it's still in the box, but I did open it. Guys, this was $70 for the 90 ml. So check the Yves Saint Laurent website and see if they still have it, because they had the sale on for a while. And it was funny because it was in last chance, and the 90 ml was on sale and the 30 ml was on sale, but the 50 ml was not. So the 50 ml actually was costing more than the 90 ml. And if you've watched my previous videos, you know that I have the Manifesto L'Éclat, and I wanted to get the original Manifesto so I can compare them side by side. They do smell very similar. They do smell almost identical to my nose, but this is more rich. Like, I don't think I would wear this in the spring, in the summer, I mean, but I would wear the L'Éclat in the spring and summer. This is very marshmallowy, very fluffy. It's got a nice marshmallowy sweetness. There's no marshmallow in here. There's vanilla. It's really a vanilla dominant fragrance. There's tonka. I think there's like some underlying blackcurrant. The L'Éclat has a tea note. This one doesn't have a tea note. It's less green, but they're almost identical. So whatever, I'll have both. Maybe I'll do a side-by-side comparison video of the Manifesto L'Éclat and the Manifesto original that I just got. You know what I noticed a lot during this whole quarantine? That all of these brands started throwing out sales, like YSL 20% off. Then Lancôme had a sale as well. And then I'm pretty sure Haute Renfrew had a sale, or maybe that was just before the quarantine. Anyway, I did some shopping there as well. And like, all these major brands keep having huge sales. So even though there's not a lot of money coming in, there's a lot of money coming out, because like, how can you pass up a sale? Like, I'm sorry, but I can't. Anyway, on the thrifty side, because I did do some thrifty shopping. I am a Kijiji fiend. That's our secondhand site here in Canada. And I got a bunch of Maison Margiela replica fragrances. We'll start with the most exciting. And I did post this on my Instagram. Lipstick on. I got it. It's a beautiful iris that's a little bit boozy. Like, it's got that boozy sweetness to it. It reminds me of like the imagery that I get is being all like dolled up, obviously with your lipstick on, and being somewhere at a really nice upscale venue, maybe later in the evening at like some fancy gala, and there's been some hard liqueurs poured throughout the evening, maybe some are, you know, spilled throughout the floor. Some really nice boozy sweetness. Like, I don't know why I think this, but like, I think like maybe like a whiskey and Coke. There is no boozy notes in here, but that's kind of the vibe that I get, because it's got that like sort of sweet, rich booziness, vanilla, and then the iris, the powdery makeup iris. And so you're there, you're all glammed up, you're at this gala towards the end of the night, and you're just fixing up your makeup, and you have this super expensive makeup bag, and you get that like whiff of expensive makeup and fixing up your lipstick in this very lavish event. That's the imagery that I get with this. Next, I got Beach Walk and Lazy Sunday Morning. I wore Lazy Sunday Morning to work one day, and I don't know if this was a compliment per se, but I was told, oh my God, you smell like really fresh shampoo. So I guess it smells really clean. It's always good to smell clean. I'm gonna take it as a compliment. But yeah, that is what it smells like. It smells very, very clean. It smells like clean bed linens to me, like a really nice fabric softener, bed linens, a little bit musky, clean skin sort of smell. But, or I guess to other people, like fresh shampoo, so yay. And Beach Walk. Beach Walk has that very familiar suntan lotion vibe, that very beachy smell, a little bit of sunburned, sun-kissed skin, a little bit of saltiness, and that typical white floral, a little bit of maybe coconut, typical suntan lotion. It's very well blended.
It's a really nice scent, but I have to be in the mood for it. But I did snatch those two up for $130 total for the two. It was from the same seller. So that was great. And for 65 bucks a piece, I'm very happy to have it. Is it the most unique? No, it's not the most unique, but it is actually like very addictive to smell it, especially in the summer. Okay, next I got some stuff from Fragrance Net, and I got a tester bottle of Guerlain Idylle, and this is the Eau de Parfum. I was told that this is a really nice lilac scent. A few of you commented in my top summer fragrances when I was talking about Lilac Path, and you said, oh, try Idylle, and I had tried it a while ago in store, which, super quick sidebar, I promise, I am pretty sure that stores sometimes have testers that have gone off, because oftentimes I smell it in store and I'm like, I really don't like this. But then I got the bottle and lo and behold, I actually really like it. It is very lilac centric. It's true. It's a beautiful lilac scent. But many other florals, I'm picking up Lily of the Valley in here as well. It is a very long-lasting scent as well, I have to say, and it projects quite well, so I'm happy with that. I don't know about the new formulation. I did want to get the pre-reformulation and they had it. Do I think it's better than Lilac Path? No, I don't think so. I still am gonna stick with my Lilac Path for my favorite lilac fragrance, and I'm gonna stick to what I said. Lilac Path, to me, is the best lilac scent in the world, but this is a beautiful fragrance. Yeah, you know what? Actually, the lilac note in here is quite similar to Lilac Path. It's just that Lilac Path is more lilac-centric, whereas this is a little bit of a menage of florals. Love it, so thank you so much for recommending this to me. I'm gonna be wearing this a lot during the summer. Then I got a backup bottle of Guerlain La Petite Robe Noire Eau Fraîche, and this is 100 ml. Oh my God, you guys, it was $33 Canadian, which is like, our dollar is so weak right now. If you like a fresh, very wearable light pistachio, something along the lines of maybe Chanel Chance Eau Fraîche or light blue, but with a Guerlain twist to it, so a little bit more nutty, a little bit more along the lines of a typical La Petite Robe Noire, but with a fresh pistachio note, very wearable. I have a friend who wears this all the time and it smells beautiful on her. She tried it at my place like last year and loved it, so I got her a bottle for Christmas. And every time I see her, she's wearing this fragrance and it smells so beautiful. It's so light, non-invasive, like really, I would say totally a safe blind buy. Very work appropriate, and so I needed to get a backup bottle because I'm pretty sure that it's either already discontinued or being discontinued, and I only have a little 50 ml, so I went and got the 100 ml. I am not gonna spray it because I want to keep it nice and airtight. So then I got Calvin Klein Obsession. I got a little tiny mini for the reason that I remember it from my past, but I don't remember if I liked it. I haven't smelled it in years and years and years, and obviously my tastes have changed since then. And also I hear people, you know, in my community raving about how good it is and how it's like a compliment getter for them. So I was like, I have to find out. And I heard that it's a sweet cinnamon scent. And it is. It's a balsamic, rich cinnamon fragrance. It opens up with a green accord that then subsides, and it's very interesting. It is mature, but also familiar and not too mature. Like, I feel like I could wear this, but definitely in the colder months. It's got some smokiness to it, like some incense, amber, rich woodiness. It's one of those like oriental woody fragrances, I guess. And definitely quite woody, but there's a balsamic aspect and some spiciness. That spiciness is definitely there. Really a mix of spices. I wouldn't say it's cinnamon dominant. For me right now, it's a mix of spices, and I'll be honest, I haven't worn it. I've only sprayed it on paper and I smelled the opening and the dry down, so I don't really actually know how it'll wear on the skin, but I will report back later. And this little teeny tiny guy was, I think, $11 or $12 on fragrancenet.com, so that's not bad. Okay, then onward with my Kijiji adventures. I got this little Juicy Couture pack, a little Juicy Couture minis pack, and okay, what I've been doing recently is revisiting oldies, so that's why I got the Obsession. I wanted to revisit oldies, like fragrances from my past, either that I smelled on others or ones that I used to wear, and see if they're still relevant, see if they're still interesting to me, or if I like them, or if I'm like completely over them. So that's why I got this little set of minis, and it was $30. I'm gonna say they were probably pretty old because at the top they had like a whole bunch of dust, but it doesn't matter. They still all smell good. So there's the Vive la Juicy La Fleur. There is the original Vive la Juicy, which used to be my signature scent in high school, and honestly, it still smells good, but it smells a little juvenile to me. But it's still pretty good. It's still pretty good. But I will say that I do prefer the La Fleur right now. It's a little bit lighter and airier, almost smells a little bit like watermelon. I don't know why. It smells a little bit more like with a watermelon vibe, Vive la Juicy. So that's pretty good. And then I got the classic Vive la Juicy in here, which is like a juicy, sweet tuberose, very playful, very easy to wear, nice like everyday fragrance. And I may actually get a full bottle of this one day because I do feel like it's one of those easy reaches. Funny thing is that I actually hated this when I was like 18 or 19 and I smelled it at the Juicy Couture store, and I was like, oh, ew, this is like gross and old smelling and I would never want to smell like that. And I love it right now. Of all the ones that are in this pack, I like the original Juicy Couture the best. So it's funny how taste changes. And then there's the Couture, which I like the least. It just smells like kind of like an obscure mixture of notes. Actually smells a little bit like nail polish remover in the opening. It smells a little bit like a mess, and I don't actually think I'm gonna wear it, but the little bottles are cute. Okay, moving on to my Christmas bag. I do realize this is a holiday violation, but I'm sure you'll forgive me. So I got the Mont Blanc Individual for men. It's got some sweetness. It's got some like, smells like rosemary, like mintiness, lavender, those classic notes that you find in a men's fragrance, but some sweetness, like some really nice, enticing, easy wear sweetness. Very, very light, like a very light, easy wear fragrance. I think this is a great cheapie, a really great summer fragrance, like a great dumb reach, and great for all ages, I would say. Definitely like younger guys can wear this, but older guys can wear it just as easily. Very work appropriate, especially for the summer. So I would definitely say that this is a very successful purchase. I'm really, really happy with it. And surprisingly, even for the low price point, it doesn't have that irritating synthetic effect that some cheaper fragrances may have. So yeah, Mont Blanc Individual, highly recommend. I'm pretty sure it actually cost like $20 or less. So yeah, check your local online retailer. And if that sounds interesting to you, then just snatch it up because it's great for the summer. Then I got the Britney Spears Fantasy, but the Intimate Edition. And I'll be honest, I got it mostly for the bottle and also because I heard that it's discontinued and soon it will no longer be available. But right now it's still pretty cheap. And it sounded to me like it would be more interesting than the original Fantasy. So I went ahead and I got the super cute bottle. It was like $18. It's nothing complex. It's like bordering generic, but very easy wear, sweet, like vanilla, but milky. It's a little bit milky. It's got that nice like creamy muskiness going on. So I would say a little bit more interesting than the typical celebrity fragrance. I will be honest, I have not tried the other Britney Spears fragrances, at least not on skin. I smelled them vaguely out of bottles in store, but I can't say I've worn them, so I have nothing to compare this to. I did wear it. I found it very easy to wear, and I actually didn't smell it on myself, but others could smell it on me and said it was very nice. So for that reason, I guess I'm happy for the $18 that I spent on this, and I'll get a couple wears out of it. Okay, then super quick, I got a couple backup bottles because a very lovely lady on Kijiji was selling these and I really wanted backup bottles. These are two of my favorites, Dior Pure Poison and Chanel No. 5 L'Eau. She actually recognized me. And so this girl recognized me from my YouTube channel. She's like, oh, do you have a YouTube channel? I was like, yeah, I do. And she's like, oh, I'm subscribed to you. So I was like, humble brag, I have to tell you guys. It was like, that was the first time in my life that I've ever been recognized. And I was like, oh, please. Anyway, thank you for selling me these fragrances if you're watching, and I love them and I'm very happy to have backups in my collection. And yeah, that's basically it. They're just backups. Okay, next we have Girl of Now Forever. You guys also gave me a heads up on this and told me that Shoppers Drug Mart has it for $20. And of course I got it, but actually a friend of mine got it for me before you told me about it. And then I went and got a second bottle after you guys told me about it because my local Shoppers actually got it in stock. I didn't have it in stock for the longest time. It is a really nice, sweet, girly, rose-based fragrance. It has a very vague similarity to Parfums de Marly de Lina. I would not say it's a dupe, but it's quite similar. It's a really nice fragrance, really nice, girly, sweet, playful fragrance. I do like this. Think it would be appropriate for all seasons, and I already wore it a couple times. It's a great, fun, girly fragrance. So I do actually really like this. And I do like a sweet rose note, so this works very nicely for me. Okay, then I have a couple dupes here. I have these from Federico Majora. I am definitely not pronouncing that right, but one of them is a dupe for Bal d'Afrique and the other is a dupe for Midnight Poison. They do smell very, very accurate. They're good quality dupes. They don't have an overpowering alcohol note, which I was happy with. At least these particular ones don't. I can't speak to the rest of the fragrances in their collection, but these ones are very good. I'm gonna link them down below for you guys so you can check them out because they have some dupes of discontinued fragrances or some really hard to get fragrances, which is pretty sweet. The thing that confuses me the most is that I keep thinking that the pinker fluid is the Midnight Poison and that the yellowy one is Bal d'Afrique, but they're actually reversed. So 709 is Bal d'Afrique, that's 709, and 286 is Midnight Poison. This actually smells very, very similar to Midnight Poison. Some of you have asked me if this is more similar than Yves Saint Laurent Elle. Yes, this is a lot more similar. Yves Saint Laurent Elle is much more patchouli heavy. This is actually very, very similar to Midnight Poison, so I'm happy with this dupe. Well, Peppy's interested in the fragrances too. Please excuse this tail. Next, you guys also recommended me Jennifer Lopez Still. I love this bottle. It looks like a little crystal. It's actually really, really cute. And it's a really pretty easy wear tea fragrance. This is a really great like dumb reach for the summer if you don't know what to wear. I actually really like this. I love a tea note and it doesn't smell cheap. At first spray, it did put me off a tiny bit because it has a somewhat pinchy smell. Probably the best way I can put it. It's a little pinchy in the beginning. But then it transforms into a really nice like borderline aquatic-y tea and I actually really, really like it. So thank you guys for recommending this to me. It's a really beautiful, cheapy, really nice tea fragrance. So I'm enjoying this Jennifer Lopez Still. The next one is Burberry Brit, and this is the EDP, and this is back to my whole revisiting oldies thing. I wanted to see if I still like it because I really loved it in high school and I haven't smelled it since, honestly. Then I got this tester bottle and I'm pretty sure this is pre-reformulation because the plaid pattern on it looks different than what they have in store right now. So it opens up very limey, but then the vanilla and the almond comes out and there's like some background florals, some woodiness, some amber. I have no idea why they categorize this as a fruity floral. It's definitely not a fruity floral. It's more of a, I'd say an oriental vanilla. It's got an amber base and yeah, I do still actually really like it. I think that I could definitely wear this now, but I wouldn't wear it in the summer. I would definitely wear it more in the fall and winter, at least me personally. Just mostly an almondy vanilla. This actually makes me think a little bit of Hypnotic Poison, but without that annoying pastiness that I don't like in it. Then I got Zadig and Voltaire, This Is Her, and this is basically a very milky sandalwood fragrance that smells a little bit like Bal d'Afrique. Just a little tiny bit. It doesn't have that much of a punch to it, but yeah, I'm having a hard time describing this. This has a sort of like a candied, almost like a candied nut. Like it makes me think of like, you know those almonds, the sugar-coated almonds? It kind of has that effect, or like a candied chestnut or something like that, like some nuttiness, but very, very creamy, sweet woodiness is basically what this fragrance is. I really like it and I wore it to work again and it's very work appropriate. Even in the summer, it seems to work very well. It's quite light, I find, so super happy with this. It's pretty unique actually. And my very last one is the Dolce Gabbana Classic Red Cap. I heard it was discontinued and Then I keep seeing it everywhere, so I'm pretty sure they brought it back. Correct me if I'm wrong. This has a little bit of vintage vibes. It has those like aldehydes that smell a little bit like laundry, but it's very bright, it's very sunny. It's almost like a way more wearable, a little bit sweeter and laundry smelling Chanel No. 5 if you're into that kind of thing. I think it's more of a summery vibe though, like more of a spring summer. More spring summer than No. 5 is what I mean. Yeah, it just smells like basically very, very expensive soap or laundry, but with some florals. But the interesting thing about this one is that it opens up that way, but it's very tricky because about a couple hours in, it turns into like a really sensual, woody, like oriental fragrance on the skin. Like it smells like a very sweet skin. Really an interesting transformation in this fragrance. I'm really happy with this one. I wore it probably 3 or 4 times by now. And yeah, I really like how it performs. It lasts all day. It's actually really strong. Like you can smell the scent bubble probably within like 5 feet. So yeah, if you find this for a good price, I definitely recommend it if that sounds appealing. And that is basically my entire haul, which is like, I wanna say over 20 fragrances. I basically have just been spending money this whole time. So yeah, comment down below, let me know what you guys bought, and give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next video. I have no idea why I'm still holding this up. Thanks for watching. Bye.